peaceful stripes and bright stars through the perilous sky. All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in our guide proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you. كلنا للوطن للعلا للعلم ملء عين الزمن سيفنا والقلم سهلنا والجبل منبت للرجال قولنا والعمل في سبيل الكمال كلنا للوطن للعلا للعلم كلنا للوطن.
Please take your seats. Welcome to RMFUSA's 15th annual Miami Benefit Dinner. For those of you who are new this evening here, my name is Nadia Abaresk-Assad, and I'm the Executive Director of the Renee Mahmoud Foundation. We are thrilled to have you with us this evening. You, the RMF family of friends and supporters who deeply care about Lebanon. We come together to celebrate and honor distinguished Lebanese Americans for their outstanding achievements and their distinguished service to Lebanon, while at the same time preserving hope for Lebanon. You will hear more later on how you have impacted and made a difference and have given hope for many Lebanese to carry on. Now, it's not on the program, but please help me welcome to the stage our last year's honoree, an exceptional lady, an accomplished best-selling author, an entrepreneur, and a most generous philanthropist who gives back so much, Mrs. Micheline Nader.
Good evening, everyone. So happy to be here with all of you. I have the privilege to introduce our next speaker, a driving force behind the Renee Mahmoud Foundation. She has been dedicating 12 transformative years to this benefit dinner in Miami. 18 years of passion and dedication to the RMF, a vice chair of the RMF National Board. Her commitment runs deep. Beyond RMF, if you guessed who she is, it's a clue, please raise your hands. If not, I'm gonna continue with the mystery. Multifaceted life includes touching the future as a beloved French teacher, championing women's education through the Rima Musallam Otraji Endowed Scholarship Fund to the American University of Beirut. She did not forget her roots and her alma mater, which is mine too, and venturing in entrepreneurship with Rima's gifts. Her role as vice president at Miami Living showcases her business acumen, while her affectionate nickname, guess what? Cat Fairy, reveals a heart as big as her ambitions, reflecting her tireless work for animal and environmental welfare. Now forget all that I've said and just remember, Rima Otraji is more than words can capture, a beacon of heart and action, making every endeavor, especially the annual benefit dinner tonight, a testament of her extraordinary dedication and generosity. Rima.
Manal Bakzam Saab is a summa cum laude.
Good evening. Thank you, Micheline, for your kind introduction and your friendship. Thank you for all that you do for Lebanon and the Lebanese people. I shall continue to lean into my passion, execute from my purpose, align my mindset, and program my emotions. In other words, leap beyond success by following your footsteps. Thank you all for being here tonight, and it certainly feels like a family dinner at home. We are very happy to have His Excellency Michel Mawad, our RMF Lebanon Director and Member of Parliament, as well as his lovely wife, Marielle, from Lebanon. From New York, we also have Rima Mawad, who is so special to us in Miami. A big thank you to tonight's generous donors: Anthony R. Abraham Foundation, Dr. and Mrs. François Nader, Dr. and Mrs. Faris and James, Mr. and Mrs. Faris and James, Mr. and Mrs. Tony Tamer, Mr. and Mrs. Nadim Ashi, Mr. Joseph Audi Inter Audi Bank, Mr. and Mrs. Emilio Estefan, Mrs. Ola Mansour and family, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Nader, Dr. and Mrs. Christian Otragji, Mr. Sarkis Yamin, Mr. Majid El Srour, Mr. and Mrs. Ghassan Saab, Mr. and Mrs. Oscar Saikali, Mr. and Mrs. Sharb El Tahir, Mr. and Mrs. Adib Assis, and Mr. and Mrs. Romeo Mawad. I love that it's a long list, by the way. Thank you. Special thanks to my brother Farid Musallem for donating the flowers, and thank you to Steve Potres for arranging the centerpieces along with Loris McIntyre. The room looks beautiful, thank you. Thank you to my dearest colleagues and board members here with us tonight: Sandy Tamer, Fariba Jahanbani, Tom Abraham, Tanya Rahal, Adib Assis, and Gary Nader. Thank you to Nadia Aburiza Asad, our Executive Director, for her loyalty to RMF. Always a pleasure working with you. Thank you also, I do a lot of thank yous, by the way. Thank you to the volunteers for the silent auction: Sandy Tamer, Josette Lahoud, Amal Tabit, Yola Hayek, Tanya Mawad, Claire Courage, Babi Haikal, Sophia Haddad, Jean-François Courage, and Mia and Mark Tabit. So grateful to all of you, our silent auction donors, for your support and generosity that enables us to continue supporting the great initiatives of RMF on the ground. The proceeds of this year's gala will support RMF's MedChronics program, providing essential medical care and chronic medication to vulnerable population in Lebanon. Thank you to our honorees, my dear friends Adib Assis and Sherbel Tahir, two wonderful people that support Lebanon in many ways and make life feel as normal as possible to the Lebanese. Adib, whether on the ground or in the air, for many years, facing many challenges, you kept MEA alive and functioning, so thank you for that. And Sherbel, through education, you give Lebanese children hope for a better future. Both of you make Lebanon and all of us proud. Dear friends, we are here gathered to join hands to preserve hope and our profound commitment to the inherent rights of the underserved people of Lebanon to food, shelter, education, healthcare, work opportunities, equality, and above all, human dignity. Your generosity and compassion are allowing RMF to accomplish all of this. And you can further help tonight by bidding on the silent auction displayed outside. It is really part of our fundraising. And I prefer to sell out and not have to take any back home, so please participate. Please remember to take your party favors at the table. These are handicrafts of our RMF Manjara project to promote the carpentry industry in Lebanon. Thank you and enjoy your evening, and allow me now to introduce our MC, Mrs. Manal Saab. Thank you, Manal, for being part of this special RMF evening and for always helping Lebanon and caring about the Lebanese people. We are extremely grateful for expertly navigating us through this evening's program. We all know that a picture speaks 1,000 words, so let's watch together a brief video about tonight's MC. Thank you.
Manal Bakzam Saab is a summa cum laude graduate with an MPA from Cleveland State University. She spent decades in public health and hospital administration at the Metro Health System. Today, she is the CEO of SGCS in Flint, Michigan, where she served as the treasurer of Flint Kids Foundation, addressing the Flint water crisis and implementing recovery programs. She was appointed by Michigan's governor to chair the newly formed Commission on Middle Eastern American Affairs for the state of Michigan, as well as serving St. Jude Children's Hospital boards for decades, and takes special pride in establishing the Children's Cancer Center of Lebanon.
Manal is constantly reminding us of the importance of heritage. She regularly visits Lebanon and some of the work that we're doing at our Children's Cancer Center in Lebanon.
Well, I think the example of her response to the terrible tragedy in Beirut says a lot about how she takes on problems. She didn't just talk about it or express her sympathy. She jumped into action and obviously made a difference.
Manal led us to Fred Smith, who's the head of FedEx. And one phone call with Manal, and he said, I'll give you a cargo plane. I'm so proud of the Lebanese Americans. I'm proud of our partnership with Manal. Like I said, she's a force of nature. If she decides she's going to get involved in something, get out of her way, because she's going to get it done.
Along with her husband Ghassan, their contributions are numerous and have many firsts. They were the first Flint area residents to receive the 2010 Maui Award for Philanthropy, the highest award recognizing philanthropy in the state of Michigan. Both Manal and Ghassan are recipients of the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, the 2016 Lifetime Achievement Award by Access, the 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award by Takrim America, and the 2023 Issam Ferris International Leadership Award. Under her chairmanship, the American Druze Foundation endowed a fellowship in Druze and Arab minority studies at Georgetown University, the Arab American National Museum, the Center for Arab American Philanthropy, and the National Arab Orchestra. Manal has also received the Lebanese Order of Merit, awarded for distinguished services.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming out. Welcome to the Renee Mawad Foundation's annual Preserving Hope for Lebanon Gala. I'm not a professional MC. I'm assuming this role tonight out of admiration and gratitude for the humanitarian work the Renee Mawad Foundation does on the grounds in our beloved Lebanon. And more so, because I am not missing an opportunity to hold this mic in front of an esteemed audience as we salute our two honorees tonight. Both are dear to me and partners with my husband Ghassan and I in many Lebanese American initiatives. So tonight is about Lebanon. The million-dollar question is, when will we stop discovering that the light at the end of the tunnel is the headlight of an oncoming train? We had our backs to the wall, and now we've turned 180 degrees. وفتنا بالحيط. So how do we preserve hope? We can because you are at the heart of its resilience. You, the diaspora, have carried Lebanon in your hearts. And tonight is a proof of that. The fact that you're here tonight for this Preserving Hope for Lebanon Gala means you will always be there for Lebanon. I thank you for being here. I thank you for loving Lebanon. I thank you for your support of Lebanon, because I know you will continue to be there regardless of what direction Lebanon takes, and you will continue to, in Tom Abraham's words, help it rise. Enjoy your evening. We'll be back with you shortly after dinner.
Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that you could go out and bid on anything you may like or somebody you know may want. Remember, it's a fundraising, and that's part of our fundraising. So feel free to go out anytime and bid on the silent auction. Thank you. Yeah, but they can go in and out. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you our local performer, a vocalist and songwriter, Elenice Perez, our beautiful Elenice.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Oops. It's not cracked. I hope you enjoy our performance tonight that we have specially built for you guys. Soft, sexy. Here we go. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. No sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a born world for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. No sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a born world. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. All right. Give it up for our amazing piano player. I mean, come on. Here we go. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Do you remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown, observing the hypocrites mingle with the good people we meet, and good friends we've had and good friends we've lost along the way. In this bright future, you can't forget your past. To dry your tears, I say. No woman, no said, I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown. And then, Georgie, you make the firelight. Then we brought through the night. Then we'll cook our milk porridge, which I shared with you. Yeah. My feet is my only courage. Hey, and we just push on through. And here we say, baby, everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. I said everything's gonna be alright, Lebanon. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. No woman, no cry. Yeah. No woman, no cry. He said, no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now we're gonna tone it down a little bit. At last, we're here sharing a beautiful cause. My love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life was like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night that I found you, I found a tree to press my cheek to, a dream that I found my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Ooh, you smile, and then the spell was kind, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine. Okay. Thank you. Now we're gonna give you a little bit of Spanish music, shall we? bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho. Que tengo miedo a perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme a tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de aquí. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte. Perderte después. So, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning our awards segment of the program tonight. Please take your seats. Otherwise, I'll start calling you out name by name. I know you all. So what makes America great? Tony, what makes America great? Who else is talking here? Tommy, what makes America great? No, it's not Trump. Nor any other politician for that matter. It's diversity, roots, and wings. This year's Outstanding Community Service Award. Maybe I'm too tall for the mic. 1 second, I'm not even tall. This year's Outstanding Community Service Award is rooted in Lebanese Americanism. Dedicated Lebanese roots and devoted American wings. A merger at its best that has us all flying high and far, but never straying away from Lebanon. You find them involved in every worthy cause on this side of the Atlantic, proudly displaying the cedar of Lebanon on his wings. As you can see, we need you to run the PowerPoint presentation behind me, please. As you will see from the photos that I'm hoping will run behind me soon, there they are. He is the recipient of the highest honor from Lebanon, its Order of Merit, and the recipient of numerous others from his American community, way too many to mention, and few are listed in his bio. In fact, as I introduce as I introduce the different elements of tonight's program, I am not reading out of the bios, so I encourage you to please read the bios in the program book for tonight. His ultimate satisfaction is in celebrating and spotlighting his fellow Lebanese Americans. In fact, that is his biggest award. For decades, he has served on the advisory committee of the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. He himself is the recipient of this prestigious medal that honors the contributions made by immigrants and their descendants throughout American history. Past medalists include 7 US presidents, few Nobel laureates, and countless leaders. He's made certain that Lebanese Americans whom have had the freedom, liberty, and compassion a part of their life's work were rightfully included. And many of us in this room are medalists thanks to his effort. Please direct your attention to this video of testimonials from members who are pillars of the Lebanese American community that couldn't be with us tonight.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Sorry I can't be with you this evening, but I wanted to say congratulations for a wonderful, wonderful celebration and fundraiser for the Renee Mawad Foundation. Part of your success is that you're honoring Adib Kassis. Adib has been a dear, dear friend of mine for a long, long time, as I know he has been for many of you gathered in this room. Adib is someone who we can always count on when we need a ticket, a good fare ticket to get to Lebanon, but always count on him for his support for all of the good causes for Lebanon. So I want to add my congratulations to you, Adib, for all that you've done for Lebanon, for the Renee Mawad Foundation, your service on the board, and your service to so many people over the years, and your friendship. You are someone we can always count on, and I'm so pleased to be a part of saying congratulations to you. An honor well deserved. Have a great evening, everybody.
Congratulations to our dear friend, very dear friend, Adib Kassis, on this special recognition by the Renee Mawad Foundation. You have done so much, Adib, for our beloved Lebanon. You have done so much for the American-Lebanese relationship, and you have done so much for Americans of Lebanese descent whom you have helped travel to Lebanon to see the land of their fathers, their grandfathers, and their great-grandfathers when they otherwise might not have had the opportunity. Indeed, Adib, you have done so much to help our country, the United States, deal in a difficult part of the world because you have opened so many doors, almost all the doors in Lebanon to every American that wishes to travel there. And to you, Adib, and your wonderful wife, Gloria, and your wonderful, wonderful family, Melinda and my family and all of us send our congratulations, and may God grant you many years.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great honor to be presenting at the Renee Mawad Foundation for 2 reasons. One is because of the amazing good work that the RMF has been doing for so many years. 2, presenting my dear friend Adib Kassis. Adib is a man of many accomplishments and has received numerous awards. But his most distinguishing characteristic is that he is the most helpful man I know. From Argentina to Ecuador to Mexico, Canada, and the United States, you would be hard-pressed to find members of our community whom he has not helped. Adib, congratulations on this well-earned honor. We are so grateful for the work that you do and for your friendship. Thank you and good night.
Dear Adib,
I am so absolutely delighted to salute you on this special RMF evening in Miami, where you are being honored and recognized by receiving the outstanding RMF Community Service Award. On behalf of the board of the RMFUS, I extend to you our warmest congratulations and thank you for being an extraordinary role model to all of us in giving generously, in serving humbly, but with pride, our beloved Lebanon and our beloved Lebanese. We thank you again and wish you all the best, and I thank Rima for recommending you to be honored tonight. Congratulations again, and God bless. Bye now.
Is this on? It's on. So Adib, Mabruk. I have to tell you a story about Adib as he makes his way onto the stage. He asked me to introduce him, so he has to suffer. After the Beirut port explosion, you saw earlier in the video that we were airlifting planes to Lebanon with medications. And actually, this was when I really got to walk the grounds with RMF on Lebanon, because they were an amazing partner in Lebanon in the distribution and securing the medications to the hospitals. Adib here, we discovered very quickly that, Gloria, I hope it's okay that I hold him like this. We discovered very quickly that, go up on stage, that 2016 sanctions against Lebanon prevented North American planes to land in Lebanon. So we had to find a way to get the cargo jets of medications as close to Lebanon as possible. Remember, this was during COVID, so MEA flights and many planes weren't even flying like they should, not as busy. I called Adib, and every time I pick up the phone and call him, he knows it's an impossible mission, but that's exactly why I call him. Because Adib is the kind of person that the word impossible to him has all the possibilities in it. So I said, Adib, I have 60 tons of meds. I can get them in a cargo jet, Canadian cargo jet, as close to Lebanon. Where should I have it land? He said, Istanbul. Not bad, an hour flight into Beirut. How are we going to get him to Beirut? He says, I have 3 big planes in London, and we're not flying Istanbul to Beirut except once a day. I'm going to use passenger planes. It will take 3 flights a day, 3 planes, over 3 days to get 60 tons of meds off of 1 cargo jet into Beirut, and he did it. This is Adib Kassis.
Adib, allow me to present to you this award, this humble award for
Mike. You have the mic? I'll hold the mic for you, or you're going to... Here.
Allow me to present to you this humble award for all that you do internationally, on the board, as a personal friend and a colleague on the board. Words are not enough expressing our gratitude, our love to you, and we are so grateful to have you with us in the RMF family.
Manal, thank you so much for your kind introduction and praise. I can hardly recognize myself to be the person you just introduced. I hope I don't disappoint the audience now. Dear friends, allow me please to take this opportunity to thank Rima, Vice Chair of RMFUS, Board of Directors, for nominating me to receive this meaningful award. Most importantly, I want to salute Rima and extend to her, on behalf of the Board of Directors and myself, our profound gratitude for relentlessly serving RMF on organizing the Miami Fundraising Gala for the past 16, 17 years now. And I would like to thank the audience for their generosity to help us realize RMFUS mission to support and expand our implementation partners, RMF Lebanon. I leave it to Michelle, the director of RMF Lebanon, to tell you more about. RMFUS was established by Sitnaila, and I'm very proud to be at her side from the very beginning, supporting her in achieving her dream and commitment to honor and perpetuate the memory of the late President René Mawad, who had a unique vision for Lebanon based on freedom, democratic values, social justice, and the right of every Lebanese to food, shelter, education, and above all, human dignity. Sitnaila has an interesting mixture of feminine, charm, and sincerity, which worked well on her listeners. Sitnaila is a force of nature. This is not a flattery. As I experienced during her initial RMF visits to the US in the early 90s, all she wanted is to help her fellow needy Lebanese. Tell you few things happened. She usually comes with one piece of luggage, and she goes back. She returns with 6, 7 pieces of luggage, boxes, but full of medication. And then to avoid, the extra fees, extra luggage, and so on, call me, Adib, use your influence. How can I say no? Yeah. Frequently, she called me saying she has cornea and a special cooler and needed to be in Lebanon in 24 hours. So, go to the doctor, give me the cooler, run to the airport, give it to the captain, and then do the transfer in Europe for another captain just to make it in Lebanon within the 24 hours. I remember one time I accompanied her, I believe Abdul Sabban was with me then at that time, to the poor souk area of Tripoli. What a welcome reception she had. She was treated like a queen, all because of her help and projects there. Sitnaila casts a long shadow. Fortunately, she has a capable and remarkable son, Michel, to fill her shoes. Again, I'm grateful for the honor tonight and most appreciative of your generous gifts to RMFUS. Thank you all, and God bless you.
And now to the Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award. We talked about Roots and Wings. Roots and Wings with a global impact. He was 9 years old when the Egyptian government, I told you I'm not going to read the bios, when the Egyptian government nationalized private property in that totally misguided attempt to redistribute wealth in the country. His parents' successful business and everything they owned for that matter was confiscated, and they were left with nothing. No longer will he grow up as a privileged child, he was determined at a young age to become an American and developed a plan as a teenager to make his way here, with the first step being an undergraduate degree from the American University of Beirut, Rima, and my husband, and many others here. He captured the American dream, launched his business, Specified Technologies, Inc., STI, of passive fire protection in commercial buildings 34 years ago amidst a global competitive market. Fixated on competing with giants, his approach and innovation technique placed his company in the top 4 in the world today in his field, becoming a giant himself. Defining success by contributing to his employees and community at large. His tenacious leadership, particularly in Teach for Lebanon, USA, has propelled it to great heights. A giant he is in business, in humanitarian causes, to his family, and to his friends. And he's probably the shortest giant I know. Let's take a look at the video to know him better.
I have 3 families, but don't worry, only 1 wife. Family is very important to me, and my immediate family has been a very big contributor to my success in many ways. In particular, my brother-in-law, Sam Jibara, has been a big brother, and my sister, Salma, has been a second mother at many stages of my life. They are both amazing godparents for our kids. Ida's sister, Sylviane, and her husband, Bud Zahil, have also played a big role in our lives. My wife, Ida, is the love of my life, my best friend, my advisor, and my travel companion. We got married in 1984. I could not have achieved what I did without her. Certainly wouldn't have Nicholas and Natalie, who give us so much joy and of whom we are so proud. My second family is my company, Specified Technologies, Inc., which I co-founded from scratch with a wonderful colleague, Jim Stoll, in 1990. We're in a very technical segment of the fire protection industry called fire stopping. Today, SCI is one of the top 2 players in fire stopping in North America, and we sell made-in-America products in some 50 countries. Our goal was to improve construction practices. We did all that, and our products are in some of the most prestigious projects in the world. But just as importantly, we wanted to be a company with a soul, the kind of employer where people look forward to coming to work and go back home as a better person. I know we have achieved that too, which is an important ingredient of our success. I'm very proud that to this day we have never had a layoff, and we have a compact with our people: if you do your job, we will move heaven and earth to protect it. My third family is Teach for Lebanon. I'm involved with or support many NGOs, but the education of children is particularly close to my heart. That comes from a very long tradition, going back to my great-grandmother, Warde Pharaon, and of course my parents. TFL was founded in 2008, and I became involved with it in 2009 at a time when it needed a lot of hand-holding and funding, and it remains a key cause for me.
In the darkest of times, Sharbil's belief in the potential of every young mind has been a guiding light, and his involvement in Teach for Lebanon has been an authentic partnership. Throughout my previous journey as a CEO of Teach for Lebanon, I have been blessed to have him as an ally, offering invaluable advice, mentorship, and a listening ear.
أنا بعلم بمدرسة رسمية للبنات ببيئة شوي منغلقة وأنا بعرفها، بقد ما في بجرب أوقف حدهم للبنات، أعطيهم الصوت، خليهم يعرفوا إنه هن فيهم يكونوا بنات مستقلين، فيهم يكونوا عضو فعال بقلب مجتمعهم.
علمتنا مس سعاد إنه بنطلع ما لازم نخاف وقتها بدنا نطلع على المسرح. نكون قبضايا.
سيدز تيتش فور ليبانون لعبوا دور كبير بين الاهل والتلاميذ والمدرسه، يعني ما كان دورهم بس انهم يعلموه، بكل شيء كانوا عم يشتغلوا، عم بيحلوا الامور، حتى التلميذ اللي محروم ببيته يجربوا يعوضوا له باكتيفيتي معينه، اللي عنده تقصير كمان يجربوا على الريكرياسيون يجيبوه، يعني قاموا بالعمل على اتمم واجب. بالفعل عملوا نهضه كبيره بالمدرسه.
بتعلم مدرسة حلبة، أستاذ جو كان أستاذي من 10 سنين. كان أيامنا بالصف نقضيها درس، بس كمان بطريقة كتير حلوة، ما كنا نحس بالوقت. كانت ساعاتنا حلوة كتير، نتسلى فيها وندرس أكيد. ما كنا نحس أبداً بهالوقت اللي عم ندرس فيه. ترك علي أثر كتير كبير ضل معي لهلأ.
This year, we want to have 100 fellows teaching in over 50 schools and impacting over 10,000 kids. And my challenge is to raise enough funds for it. I cannot thank enough our community and my family for all the help and support they have given TFL over the years. In particular, Ray Debani has been extremely generous from day one. He, Ghassan Saab and I co-founded TFL US, which has raised millions of dollars since its inception in 2010. Members of the TFL US board have been active and generous, while members of TFL board in Lebanon have guided, protected, and grown TFL. Annie Gergi, our executive director, is doing a masterful job. A huge thank you to the Renee Moawad Foundation for honoring me. I'm very impressed with all that RMF does for Lebanon, and I'm looking forward to cooperation in the future between RMF and TFL in Lebanon. Many of you here tonight have encouraged me and supported TFL for many years. I'm most grateful to you too, my friends. But I am most thankful to my patron saint, Mar Charbel, who has been with me every step of the way. Voilà, now you know much more about me than you have ever wanted to know.
Voila. Voila, Charbel. Let's go. So, Charbel and Aida, Charbel, Aiba won't be offended. Charbel and Aida are very, very gracious hosts. When you get an invitation to be hosted by them, be it at the Hamptons or in Miami, you don't want to say no. So, a few years ago, I wanted to surprise my husband with a destination birthday, and for some reason, he decided he doesn't want to travel. It's like, what? Destination? I have his friends coming from all over the world. What? Here comes Charbel. One call from Charbel inviting him to that same destination spot. And then he said, oh, of course, I'm in. Saved the whole day. So, Charbel, this is so well deserved for all that you do. The mic is yours, the stage is yours.
Charbel, what can I say? Besides our friendship, I thank you for all you do to keep education a priority in humanity and for giving all these Lebanese kids a chance for a better future and also to hope for actually a future. So please accept this humble award, thanking you for all that you do, and indeed I hope we can have a partnership with you, with RMF, because we share the same values and the same goals. So congratulations.
What happened to the photographer?
Thank you so much. So, let me...
Why don't we do the actual photo after his remarks? Maybe by then we'll find the photographer. Let's do the remarks and then we'll do the photo. We'll do it later. We'll do it after.
First, thank you all for being here, but particularly, and first, congratulations to Adib. Adib, you and I have been friends for a long time, and every time I discover more about you, it's like peeling the onion. There's no end to it. I'm so proud to be honored on the same day as you. And I realized that I don't have 10%, I haven't done 10% of what you've done. But I'm still very proud to be with you on that same panel. I want to thank very much Nadia, Rima, Michelle. You're coming last. Your turn will come. For honoring me tonight, and particularly for giving visibility to Teach for Lebanon. It's very, very generous of the Renée Mouawad Foundation to do it at the same time as they are raising funds, and I highly, highly encourage you to contribute to what they do. They're an amazing foundation. But it's very generous of them to recognize another foundation at the same time. I also want to recognize a few major donors who are here tonight and who have helped Teach for Lebanon for many, many years. One of them is the Abraham Foundation. Tom, I know you're here someplace. Tom has been a supporter of ours for a long time, 10 years. He's been to Lebanon, he's visited the school, he even took Brito to Lebanon, who taught the kids how to do some creative stuff, paintings and all that, some amazing moments. He's been many times. Tony and Sandy Tamer, thank you very much for all you've done over the years, for your generosity. Francois and Micheline Nader, thank you also very much. Been not just wonderful friends, but great supporters. And many of you here also have been wonderful supporters for many years, and I cannot thank you enough. Manal, you are not only a donor and a very good friend and a supporter of Teach for Lebanon with Rassan, but you are the best MC I could ever think of. And finally, just one last word about Teach for Lebanon and why it is so special to me and so close to my heart. You've seen the kids. These are kids mostly in remote villages of Lebanon who do not get good quality teachers, who are born and raised in families that have grown in the war, whose parents tend to be violent, whose parents tend to, the father often beats the mother. The father and the mother take it out on the kids. They don't get much love at home. They don't get any respect at home. What we do at Teach for Lebanon is not just teach them, we give them a lot of love. We give them self-confidence, assurance, and we give them hope. This is what the Renée Mouawad Foundation is all about. It's hope, and this is what Teach for Lebanon does, and this is why we're going to do things together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If anybody finds the photographer, he gets an award. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I have to have fun. So I now have the difficult task of introducing Michelle Mawad, founder and executive director of the Renee Mawad Foundation. Difficult because no words will do you justice, my dear. So where do I start? Michelle's father, Renee Mawad, was assassinated weeks after he was elected president of Lebanon. His mother, Naila Mawad, became an effective member of parliament and a philanthropist advocating for children and women's rights. The only son, Michel, carried the political and philanthropic legacy of his parents, taking it to great heights. He's a member of the Lebanese parliament and the founder of the independence political movement. His mom's activism and civic passion is rooted in him and gave birth to the Renee Mawad Foundation. He is its founder and executive director. In addition to the numerous hats he wears, aligning his political and civic efforts to transcend regional, confessional, and political boundaries to promote social, economic, and rural development in Lebanon. Friends, the Renee Mawad Foundation today is the most prominent Lebanese NGO in agriculture, social, and economic development, encompassing education. No, Nadia, yes? It's okay. All okay. Education, healthcare, building individual and institutional capacities, advocating a society built on democratic values, social justice, but above all, a national unity. True, no words do him justice. Please help me welcome our friend, your friend, Michelle Mawad, but don't come on stage just yet because Nadia wants to show a video that we should have showed before all of this. Video, please.
According to the Human Rights Watch report, which describes the worsening situation in Lebanon, more than 80% of Lebanon's population are without access to basic rights like education, health, and a basic standard of living in terms of housing and electricity. Yet with the generous support of donors and partners from all over the world and the Lebanese diaspora, the true voice of Lebanon, the Renee Mawad Foundation managed since 1991 to undertake countless initiatives and develop numerous programs all over Lebanon in order to empower human beings and build their capabilities while preserving their dignity. The human being in Lebanon is at the core of Renee Mawad Foundation's mission. Its vision is to achieve human, local, and community development, as well as sustainable economic development. A holistic humanitarian response, especially during the crisis and emergencies, is one of RMF's top priorities. Children in Lebanon are exposed to child labor, child marriage, and other forms of violence. RMF is focusing on ensuring the well-being of children and youth through educational activities and projects, in addition to protecting them from any sort of abuse or neglect.
كنت اجي على المركز الصراحه لما كنت اجي احس حالي كثير مبسوطه ومتحمسه لاجي، صرت اعرف انه انا لازم كمل ولازم احقق طموحي ولازم انا ابني مستقبلي بايدي، من حقي ادرس، من حقي اشتغل، من حقي ابني مستقبلي.
RMF has implemented a variety of livelihood and economic growth activities to increase job opportunities, enhance market access for startups and SMEs, promote initiatives, entrepreneurship, and introduce circular economy approaches to ensure sustainability.
مؤسسة رينيه معوض هن فتحوا لنا مجال انه نعمل دورة برعاية المسن، خلتنا نتعرف على ناس جديدة، نرجع نفوت على المجتمع، ننخرط فيه، خولوني انه انا ارجع فوت على مجال العمل.
بعد الانفجار كان بحاجة لمساعدة، والمساعدة لقيتها من مؤسسة RMF. رجعت وقفت على اجريي، اثبتت من خلال مساعدتهم انه ما في شيء رح يوقفنا، واللبناني هيك معود كل ما ينكسر بيرجع بيقوم اقوى.
بعد الازمة اللي صايرة عنا بفرجي العالم انه نحن بعدنا موجودين وعم نشتغل والطاقة ذاتها، وهيك بده يضل الحماس موجود، وفرجيهم انه في حماس بيضل داخلنا وبيعطي هاللوحات وبيعطي هالفن هيدا.
The Renee Mawad Foundation has always believed in the strategic role that the agriculture and food processing sectors play in the economic development of Lebanon. It is one of the first NGOs to work in the sector and one of the first to adopt a holistic method that touches all points of the value chain.
من أهم عمليات اللي بيقوم فيها المزارع هي موضوع إنه يسوق بضاعته ويسوقها بأسعار تكون مقبولة، ونقدر نخلق أسواق لهي البضاعة. السنة الماضية كان عندنا الحظ إنه نلتقى بأشخاص من مؤسسة رينيه معوض، قالوا إنه هن قادرين إنه يساعدونا بعملية التسويق. عملنا نوع مقابلة مع شركة اسمها TFC، وقدرنا عملنا تجربة معهم ب3 كونتينرات، وكانت التجربة جيدة اللي خلتنا بعدين ننتقل لأنه نعمل نحن هون عقد بالنسبة للسنة هاي، إنه يقدروا يسوقوا من 300 ل 500 طن من بضاعتنا بالعالم.
The Renee Mawad Foundation also believes that empowering unions of municipalities and municipalities, public institutions, and improving their governance are imperative to achieving effective decentralization, which is the sole means to improve citizens' lives within a transparent framework that allows accountability.
قبل الطاقة اللي تركبت عنا كنا نستعمل موتيرات المازوت، ما حدا وقفنا على اجرينا الا الطاقة الشمسية اللي خلصنا من قصة المازوت. أنا بدي أشكر USAID مع مؤسسة رينيه معوض اللي هن نبذوا لنا هذا الموضوع لأنه خلونا نشرب، والمي حياة.
RMF used the health and social safety net as a key component of its overall goal, which is to protect the underprivileged and provide them with the assistance they need to prosper. In the midst of a worsening economic crisis, a financial meltdown, political and social instability, the Renee Mawad Foundation is always keen on working towards mitigating the effects of any emergency through short-term, mid-term, and long-term strategies.
Friends, with political paralysis in Lebanon, the Renee Mawad was our trusted partner and is today's USAID only trusted partner on the ground. Please welcome His Excellency Michel Mawad.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and partners of the Renee Mawad Foundation, while we are gathering tonight, maybe some of you don't know yet that Beirut's airport has been closed, and today we might be living one additional step towards the enlarging of the war in Lebanon and in the region. We might be experiencing, starting by tonight, the expansion of a war that has already killed too many children, women, and civilians in Gaza. We might be experiencing the extension of a war that the Lebanese do not want, and that the Lebanese did not decide, because it's only through their legitimate constitutional institutions that the Lebanese decide. Yet, this war has already had an immense cost on Lebanon. More than 400 lives, more than $2 billion in direct cost till now, and more than 100,000 people that has been displaced. $2 billion, while you know that we are working and battling to give back depositors their money, or citizens their rights to health and education. I think that those $2 billion would have been much more if they were given to those people and not to more destruction. Unfortunately, what we are living what you have been living in the last weeks and months is not the only tragedy that has hit Lebanon in the past years. You have all followed what is happening. A financial collapse that has left more than $92 billion of deposits that people cannot get to. An economic collapse with Lebanon's GDP that has passed from $54 billion in 2018 to less than $20 billion today. All that hitting the most vulnerable and the middle class that has made historically Lebanon. The Beirut blast, the biggest explosion or the biggest non-nuclear explosion in the history of humanity, and the collapse of state institutions and services. The state budget in Lebanon has passed from $18 billion in 2018 to $700 million in 2021, and back to $3 billion today. $700 million, just for you to remember, that the Ministry of Health in Lebanon had a budget of $25 million, almost the budget of the Gala Foundation. This is where Lebanon has been, or this is what Lebanon has been passing through. Yet, amidst that very dark picture, I want to start by telling you thank you. Thank you, you the diaspora, who throughout those dramatic events have been the only lifeline and the only glitter of hope that Lebanon has had. Without you, Lebanon would not have only been impoverished, we would have been in famine. And those are not only words. Again, back to figures that are more telling than words. We have been talking of a GDP that is less of $20 billion. The diaspora remittances to Lebanon, to your families, to your cousins, to your friends, to your villages, have consistently been of above $7 billion. And what we call tourism in Lebanon in terms of figures, and which fundamentally is diaspora tourism, has brought to Lebanon more than $6 billion. 7 plus 6 plus another 1 at least from the cash that you are bringing with you that has not been accounted in that is $14 to $15 billion out of the $20 billion. That's the importance of the diaspora. And without you, nothing would have been left. We would have been in famine, and we would have been in total collapse. So in the name of all the Lebanese living, still struggling in Lebanon, again, thank you. Dear friends, I know very well that even together, we cannot replace a state and we cannot replace a working economy. And that's a battle that we are doing together, a battle for the sovereignty of our country, a battle against corruption, a battle for human dignity. But yes, together we have made a difference. We have made a difference to help the Lebanese to be the only lifeline, to choose to light a candle when everything was dark, and not to curse the darkness. And if I had to say or to describe what we have been doing as RMF in a sentence, I would say that we are proud that we have built a transparent and professional institution that works all over Lebanon, that has broken the boundaries of regions, of confessions, of political affiliations, and through which you, the diaspora, as well as our trusted institutional partners, USAID, the UN, the World Bank, the EU, the German GIZ, the French AFD, the German GIZ, and other international institutions, through which, through our foundation, you can better support Lebanon and the Lebanese people. Today, the foundation has a family of 300 full-timers, plus all the volunteers that are working all over Lebanon, from Akkar in the north to Nabatieh in the south, even under the bombs, from Beirut on the west to Arsal on the border with Syria. Through our projects, we have been serving in 2023 around 200,000 direct beneficiaries, with one motto, is improving the lives and the livelihoods of the Lebanese people. In everything we do, the human being is at the center of our work through three different pillars. First and foremost is to build the capacities of the Lebanese people. The Lebanese people have never been beggars, and we do not want them to be transformed into beggars. What the Lebanese need is for us to create for them an environment in which they can produce. And you are the living example that when given a chance, the Lebanese people succeed. They have succeeded all over the world, in Australia, in Asia, in the Middle East, in Africa, in Europe, and of course in the United States, and in South America, when given that chance. Each one of you is the example of the Lebanese success. We need to work together so that the Lebanese have the right to succeed in Lebanon, just as they succeeded all over the world. And for that, we have worked through sustainable initiatives, like education. And yes, we will work together with Teach for Lebanon, because education, non-formal technical education, especially in difficult neighborhoods, is not only giving these kids a chance to change their lives, but it's also combating child labor, extremism, intolerance, all these that are the example contrary to what Lebanon is or should be. We have been working in livelihood activities throughout Lebanon, sustainable livelihood, reinforcing local economies, and reinforcing sustainable work. I'm going to give one example. The work we have done in the fishermen port of Jounieh. Those fishermen, 250 families, had no social security or social protection at all. The day they do not go for fishing, they have no income. We have helped them revamp their port. We have helped them do their nets, and we have built for them a kitchen, an industrial kitchen, that helped their wives do the catering. That industrial kitchen that has been a real success has not only created around 25 jobs, but has had a systematic income of more than $100,000 per year that has enabled those families to get social protection. That's what I call sustainability. You have seen that we have been working in agriculture, and we have implemented our program through what we call the comprehensive approach from the market to the farmers. The logic of it is, instead of saying this is what we produce, let's see how we can sell what we produce, even if what we produce is not sellable in terms of quality. We have done a reverse engineering. We have said, what are the new markets, and how can we produce what is sellable in these markets? And today, I'm proud to say that what RMF has done is market studies, and we have opened a new market in Europe. Market studies, market linkages. We have invested with the private and public sector to create what was missing between the farmer and the new markets. And of course, we have invested with the farmers to help them produce with the quality and specifications that are needed. In 5 or 6 years of that comprehensive approach, we have multiplied by 5 the exports of agriculture to the European markets. For the first time, we have sold Lebanese avocados, cherries, grapes, and potatoes to the European markets. And now we have started again with our Dutch partners to also sell the Lebanese apples. And that has created around 10,000 jobs, and we have worked directly with more than 4,000 farmers. The second big pillar, so the first is sustainability. The second is infrastructure. Because to create the environment for the Lebanese people to stay on their land, to be able to produce in their regions, at a time where the state services have completely disappeared, we needed to work on infrastructure, essentially on electricity, and on electricity not only for the villages themselves or the houses, but also for the wells. And that was essential for sanitation and for reducing the cost of living of these people, because as you know, in rural areas, very often, very poor people have small plots of lands near their houses, and without water, they cannot plant what they need to eat, not to sell, but to eat, and that becomes for them unbearable. We have worked today out of, just to give you figures, we have 1,400 villages all over Lebanon. We have made infrastructure projects in around 300 of those 1,400, so 20% of the villages of Lebanon. And we have done solar energy for water, sanitation, and electricity in around 80 of these villages. The third pillar, and the last one, is of course supporting the most vulnerable. Yes, we do not want the Lebanese to be beggars, but we need to support those who are vulnerable, like in all the countries in this world. And this is what we are fundraising for tonight. This is where we need your help. Last year, through your help, we have launched our Med Chronic program. The logic of that program is to leverage our health infrastructure that is built around a primary care center with 20 doctors, 5 nurses, with a medical laboratory, with a dental clinic, with 3 mobile clinics that are covering 109 villages in northern Lebanon from Akkar to Batroun. We have leveraged this existing infrastructure at a time where the state, you have more than 1.5 million Lebanese that have no protection whatsoever in terms of health, enabled to work to bring to 3,127 families monthly medication and monthly, of course, medical checkups. So that makes 40,000, again, supported by you, 40,000 services over the year. That program has cost $750,000 over that year, which is $20 per patient per month, the price of 2 Big Macs. This Medchronic program, and I want to insist, and you're going to see a film on it, has a multiplying effect for the patients. Because unlike us, these patients in the villages, first of all, do not have access to generic medication. So practically, they go and buy the, between brackets, branded medicines that are very often at 2 or 3 times the cost. And 2, we are providing the service through our mobile clinics to their homes and cutting also their cost of transportation to the closest pharmacies that are sometimes very far from their villages. So we thought that in the basket of each Lebanese, where there is health, food, education when they can afford it, and less, unfortunately, tapping on the health sector where we can have a bigger multiplying effect is more efficient than anything else at this moment. And we are going to work on, and actually not going to work, we are working and we are going to do our first pilot project, I hope in June, to go to another level in our Medchronic program, which is working with the big NGOs in the US for them to send us what ATFL has already done actually during the period, but doing it in a sustainable way, where they send containers of medicine and medical disposables to Lebanon. We would pay the transport and some fees depending on which NGO. We would give these to the hospitals all over the country, but with an MOU on which every dollar we donate the hospital, he would need to give back 50 cents to bill patients that go to hospital and do not have the means to pay their hospitalization. This would be our next level, and I hope that by next year we will be coming with a proven record of that new level of health sector that could make a real difference within Lebanese lives. To finish, I would like to say that tonight we are on the 13th of April, and that is a sad commemoration of the beginning of the war in Lebanon in 1975. But when they suggested, the RMF board has suggested that date to me, I did not say no, because I consider that that is what RMF is all about, transforming assassination and bloodshed into sustainable development, into capacity building, and into protecting the most vulnerable. A big, big thank you to the RMF board in the US, to our chairman, Dr. George Abra, to all our board, and of course to our executive director, Nadia. And the biggest thank you to our shining star in Miami, thanks to which we are all gathered tonight, Rima Otrachi. And the biggest thank you, actually, to each one of you, to our friends, to our supporters. I am sure that together we can make a difference. And despite the difficult times, where we need you more than ever, because I need to tell you that unfortunately, the institutional support to Lebanon, I'm talking about the international institutional support through all those organizations that I have told you about, have gone down from 2020 till today by 50%. So we need you more than ever. And I am sure that despite the dark days, and we still might have dark days in front of us, we will prevail. Our Lebanon will prevail. A Lebanon that is the beacon of moderation, diversity, democracy, human rights, and dignity. And our cedar is much, much stronger than whatever attacks there is against it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the speeches, the awards. Congratulations. The song that I'm going to sing right now was a collab with Abraham Foundation and Emilio Estefan due to the explosion in Beirut. So this song is absolutely touching, and I have the privilege and the honor of singing it for you guys tonight. This song is Beirut.
Feel different, and it's in pain today. I remember the faces and places that I'll never see again. Life can change in a minute with no time to say goodbye. Life is full of surprises, and you can lose the one that you Beirut, you're not alone. You have my heart and soul. You never let me down. I believe in you, Beirut.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now, shall we continue the party? Shall we? My phone almost fell again, jeez. Hey. Thank you. All right, we're gonna take a short break, everybody. Enjoy.
Since its inception in 1991, the Renee Moawad Foundation has been at the forefront of addressing health issues in Lebanon. Today, RMF's medical infrastructure includes a primary healthcare center and 3 mobile clinics covering 109 underprivileged villages in North Lebanon. We also support partners' dispensaries and rehabilitate hospitals throughout the country. Unfortunately, the financial and humanitarian crisis has left over 1.5 million already impoverished Lebanese without any health coverage. We needed to act further. Last year, with your support, RMF launched the MedChronic program, leveraging on its existing infrastructure to provide free chronic medication and medical care to those who need it most, especially in remote areas. Through MedChronic, RMF has offered a monthly lifeline to more than 3,125 vulnerable patients suffering from chronic diseases with a cost of $750,000 per year. That's only $20 per patient a month, saving the beneficiaries much more, as they do not have access to generic medication.
ما يدفع له حق العيادة. ما بدي اجيب المال بالتهذيب. معي بالقلب رحت لعند الحكيم وظف لي ادويه. في اذن ما في اشتريته. اذا من عيني براسي هون وجع. في لي الله وانتو يعني. الدواء عم بيوصلوا لي اياه على البيت بدون اي ثمن لانه اذا ما جابوا لي اياه انا مين بده يجيب لي اياه؟ ما عنديش امكانيه اروح جيبه.
مؤسسة رني معوض يعني سعفتنا بالتي هي فيها تساعده يعني، وأمنت للوالد. الوالد معه تقطيش بالقلب، عنده مشاكل بالسكري، عنده مشاكل بالضغط، بكل شيء. يعني عنده شي 20 دواء كمان عم تساعد مرت خيي. ما بقدر روح جيبهم لأنه أي دواء صار حقه كومي، وما بقى في نحن ظروف المعيشة عندنا كثير غالية. لولا منهم هن يمكن الوالد كان توفى.
بعيني بأمي وبيي مشان المرض، الحمد لله الله فرج علي ولجأت على مؤسسة ريني معوض. اللي فترة طويلة باخذ الدواء وببلاش، إذا عندنا تحوليل عندنا أي شيء بنزل بعمله وبطلع وبضلني ماشي. لا والله ما فيني جيبه لأنه غولي كتير، ماني قادر جيبه.
3,125 souls and their families are counting on you. Together, we can make a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention for a minute. The microphone? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention for a minute. We are closing the silent auction in 10 exact minutes. So I urge you to do your final bids in the silent auction room. We do not deliver, unfortunately, or ship anything. So the way we close the silent auction is the following. If you win your bid, I'm trying to make it a smooth closing of the silent auction. If I could have your attention. Thank you. So you go to your bid. If you are the winner of that item, you take the bidding sheets to the cashiers. You pay your item. You take back the bidding sheet to the table where it was, and the volunteer will give you your item. And then the volunteer will keep the bid sheet to give it to me. So basically, you pick up your item if you won. All the items you won, you collect together and you head to the cashier. And then they'll explain to you how it works after that. Thank you. The silent auction is officially closed, so please collect the bids that you won and head to the cashier and pay for them so the volunteers can give you your items. Thank you. I remind you that we don't have the labor to ship or deliver, so please go check your bid and see if you're the winner.
First I was afraid, I was petrified.
Thank you.
Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you gave me wrong, and I grew strong. And I learned how to get along, and so you're back from my space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave the key behind. No, just one say you'll be back to bother me. Go now, go, walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're si estás pegado con eso. Mírame marcando el paso, que te aseguro que de lo más sabrosón. Ey, voy pa' la rumba, la rumba, la rumba. Ay, porque me llama, me llama, me llama. Y necesito que suene el piano pa' que se ponga a vacilar. Y te lo digo, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno pa' gozar. Thank you, baby. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Hey, mi ritmo bueno pa' gozar. Mulata. Eso. Todo aquel que piense que la vida es igual tiene que saber que no es así, que la vida es una hermosura, hay que vivirla. Todo aquel que piense que está solo y que está mal tiene que saber que no es así, que la vida es no hay nadie solo, siempre hay alguien. Ay, no hay que llorar, que la vida es un carnaval, es más bello vivir cantando. Que la vida es un carnaval, es más bello vivir cantando. Ay, no hay que llorar, que la vida es un carnaval, es más bello vivir cantando. Ay, no hay que llorar, que la vida es un carnaval, y es más bello vivir cantando. Así, azúcar. Guajira, Guantanamera. One more time. Guantanamera, sassy baby. Guajira, Guantanamera. Azúcar. Guantanamera. Guajira, Guantanamera. Guantanamera, vacilo. Guajira, Guantanamera, como dice. Guantanamera. Guajira, Guantanamera.
You want to come here and sing for me?
La Floridita. La ovejita en medio.
Vacaciones. That's good.
¿Qué hacemos? ¿Seguimos con la timba? ¿Y nos fuimos con eso?
Eso.
Come sugar body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't choose any longer. Feel the rhythm of the beat is getting stronger. Don't you fight it till you try to do that conga beat. Everybody, gather around now. Let your body feel the heat. I see you, and don't you worry if you can't dance. Let the music move your feet, and it's the rhythm of the island, and that sugar cane so sweet. And if you want to do that conga, you've got to listen to the beat. Let's go. Eso. Come sugar body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the beat is getting strong. Don't you fight it till you try to do that conga. Come sugar body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the beat is getting stronger. Don't you fight it till you try to do that conga beat. Come on, sugar body, baby, do that conga. Come sugar body, baby, do that conga. You gotta come sugar body, do that conga. Sugar body, baby, do that conga.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a beautiful night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.